Good morning, Dennis.
Morning, Kurt.
And thanks to Dennis for coming to Eloy to report for the NSL news.
It was a job. I get paid quite heavily for this.
Yeah, okay. Real thing, you know. I guess you're here for a few other reasons than
Exactly. Yeah. I'm here just on, let's say, on holiday, but I'm really coming to support the wife. Since after this one we're going to China for a long period, so figured it would be nice for me to come out, just enjoy the competition, not as a competitor, and watch the show.
And we had you mentioned yesterday already that you will have one afternoon or half a day in Belgium before you have to go to China.
Exactly. Yeah. I leave on Saturday. I land in Belgium on Sunday, somewhere at noon, and then the afternoon to swap bags, and Monday morning going to China.
Let's talk about today. We covered yesterday reasonably well, but on the go. So now we have a little bit more time. It is Wednesday morning, actually, second day of the competition. And what's happening today?
I think there's more or less the same thing as yesterday. I think they're shooting for 3 rounds of 4-way. 4-way starts in the morning, and then 3 rounds of 8-way in the afternoon. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm guessing, since yesterday they had a pretty full day doing that. So we'll be surprised to see if they do more. But so I think it's going to be 3 and 3.
Let's go through the events. I mean, let's start the other way. Let's begin with the rounds that we're going to get, with probably 3 rounds. So,
yes.
What are the rounds bringing to us?
So next round is going up now is 920G. A little bit of teams are looking at what they're going to do with engineering, because you have a couple of options if you have the mirror 20 or not. I'm talking 4-way now. So I'm curious to see what's coming out of that one.
Engineering options. So
engineering options in this one. Yeah. So then you have 1815L. I guess that will be pretty standard. Some big moves from 18 to 15. Curious to see what L people are going to take, but for the rest it's a pretty standard jump. And then K103. It's another one where if you would have, let's say, the mirror 3. The one where I think the people are going to go for. But if you haven't trained it, then it's going to be a long way. So,
but standard would bring at least the front piece back to top of the page, right?
I don't know. It's the same with the mirror 3. You'll get out of memory on this one. Yeah.
So do you have mirror now completely in your continuity plan as an option?
Yeah, a lot of the randoms we have them all, and a lot of the blocks that are logic to have, like let's say mirror 20, mirror 3, but not everything yet.
Mm-hmm. Because it used to be a 4 part of the continuity long ago, and then it was completely dropped.
Well, I think it's also you have to see how much can you train it, because it's nice to have a mirror, but if you take half a second longer to do that mirror block, then you lost it already.
Well, and then on top of that comes the muscle memory.
Exactly, yeah. So you have to just weigh the options if it's worth it training the mirror, if you have enough time, and yeah.
Well, that makes those 3 rounds quite interesting, actually, with 3 very different styles of, not like round 3 it was.
Yeah.
Not many options there.
No. Round 3 was pretty straight up.
I don't think any team did it differently.
No.
Okay, well, good. Now let's look at the leaderboards and see what's going on there. Let's also pick an event. And
I mean, I don't know by the top of my head. I would have to open the NSL scoring page, which I'm going to do now.
Which has a team name, which is helpful.
Let's start with the 4-way women. The battle between France and NFTO, obviously. They started off pretty fair and square with a 17 score on the first round, and then I think France took 2 points on the second and 2 points again on the third round. So now they're 4 points up on NFTO. Again, still very early in the competition, as we know. They're both France is undertrained for sure. They don't have the amount of jumps with Gael in this 4-way team, so you'll see them taking a lot of pretty standard exits out the door, which they then transform. and then FTO is more of a trained team. They'll launch everything out the door. But then it's up to France to then pick up the speed and make sure they beat them in the free fall part.
And then double duties.
Double duties, yeah. So then we swap to 8-way, which France is doing double duties. The 8-way team is completely split in half to do 4-way open and 4-way women. 8-way is an interesting one. I'm really curious for the 8-way competition. You know, the Russians are here. You have XB8, which is going to be at the World Meet next year, and then France, obviously. France is putting his efforts in 8-way, definitely. They have a young team. They have a good team. They have really strong flyers. Mathieu is coaching them. XB8 is the team that just won US Nationals. They're in hot pursuit as well. They've had some up and down rounds. They had a very good one, but then some mistakes that it's not in their nature to make, and I think they know that. And then Russia, I think they kicked it up a little bit from where they were at US Nationals. Yeah. US Nationals, they did good, but they I had some talking with one of them, and they said it was good, but they know they can do more, and I think I could see that. Maybe some silly mistakes, some distances that they usually don't have. But the leaderboard, so now it's Russia in first, then it's France, and then it's USA, and it's all 1 point in between them. So it's a nice battle, yeah.
Yeah, it will be exactly the same field next year. So
it's
like
exactly.
A world meet here. That's not the case in 4-way open.
Oh no, 4-way open. 4-way open. Across the three disciplines, it's really interesting, because in 4-way now you have the rematch, obviously, which we call it a rematch, which it is a rematch. So you got airspeed against rhythm. For now, airspeed is 4 points up on rhythm in total. They took 1 point in round 1, and then they tied round 2 together, and then round 3 airspeed took 3 points. They had a solid show. And then it's only in third it's Defiance, and there's a gap of what is it? It's like 6 points, something like that. So I see those two raging at the top, and then it's going to be a gap to this. But I can see on your scoreboard you've put the ladies in between. So
you're on the wrong scoreboard there.
Oh,
if you go to the front page, if you're on the home page, then you click on the link on the top. To the
the real scores. Okay, yeah.
So then you have the separated scores per event, because the system puts always all AAA class teams together with the same competition draw. Yeah, there's a battle for the third place, no doubt. In 4-way open. So that's interesting too.
Definitely, there's a lot of I saw in 4-way open, because I was watching the French Open team as well. They're in 9th, and from 9th to 3rd, there's only 5 points difference.
Exactly.
It's a huge battle.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Well, who would you put your money on for?
Wow. I'm also impressed with the pro team. Finland.
Oh,
they're going at it.
Sensational.
Yeah, very nice.
Did you know I think they're now in 4th place, that Finland's national team of 1993 was in 4th place at the World Meet.
Oh, no way.
And Sweden was in 5th place. Exactly the same as it is now.
Yeah,
I would put money on, what do you think of Echo Chamber?
Oh, they had a shocker on one of the rounds. Was it the last one yesterday? Yeah, they had the camera guy off-timed his exit. He fell almost on top of the formation, then synced right through. It took some time for him to get back up, and obviously, they lost 2 or 3 points with that.
Yeah.
So,
but they came right back.
They came right back, yeah. So
that's good. It speaks for them, for them.
Yeah. So let's see if the cameraman doesn't fuck up again.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's also nice to see. It's always nice to see airspeed Odyssey here. Craig Iliana, Brian, and Andy Delk.
They would be alone in 3rd place actually right now without all the penalties. They also have a bunch of video bus and penalties. So I think they would be. All right. Well, I think we are ready. Planes are in the air. VFS.
VFS and also the artistic event starts today.
I wonder if Norway has now brought the fun flag today, because
no idea.
the VFS team has the fun flag. They said they forgot it. They forgot it yesterday.
You don't forget something like that.
They got the yellow card already for that.
Oh.
So hopefully they will have it today, and then we'll see it somewhere.
Yeah.
You're gonna help me chase it? You're gonna.
Well, I'm the only Belgian here, so I would be on my own. But
I'll help you.
okay.
Let's see
Right.
if
A
we can find it.
German-Belgian alliance.
Well, it's a fun flag day.
Good.
Thanks, Dennis.
No worries, Kurt.